Alright, last time we played République, we're getting very close to the end of the story. We might actually beat it today. We're coming within range of the how long to beat estimate. I have dicked around a lot in this game, too, just from getting lost, so we'll see if that happens. We're kind of in the end of the story, though, where the Metamorphosis building that we're in, David Hayter, Solid Snake, he plays this guy named Zager, who's kind of like a Emmanuel Goldstein character from 1984, and he's initiated the rebellion. We're trying to get some Prizrak guards on our side, and I'm going to try to remember what the hell we were doing in this bathroom. I think we were close to progress, if I recall from last time. So let me turn it down here. It's a little loud. Alright, so we need to go through this door.
Okay, vent.
Which I believe means go through this vent. Oh, it's a Zager room, that's right. These are the little special rooms where you can listen to tapes from David Hayter ranting about shit. It's pretty great. Does that move between floors? I don't see if I'm even marked down here. I might not be. No, it's off the map. Alright, I guess that makes sense. I don't think there's anything else for me to get in here, so we'll just go back to the bathroom. Need to recharge my battery when I get a second. All of my powers are based on battery access. And we did come in here to find a guard who had died. Plesko, not Pliskin. Might just be the door? Let's try that. Leisure Suit Larry? Right on. I've never actually played Leisure Suit Larry. I've heard of it. You mean the very original game? It's like a naughty adventure game, basically, right? In the style of like Monkey Island. See, those probably count as awesome games. Oh, because I don't have any battery, I can't interact with those. Okay. Well, that's the door we gotta get in over there. I wonder if the other doors in this room lead to safe room where I can recharge my battery, because that would be great. Yeah, I definitely feel like I should play them. They're important to the history, right? Feels more of an artifact of the 80s, 90s. Sure. No other Prizrak in this area, thankfully. This is where we need to be. Get in there. Alright, fine. Technically don't control Hope in this game, you control the camera.
Okay, I'm in the atrium.
Yeah, I get a bit carried away.
Destruction.
Am I the
David Hayter.
Give up on us. I haven't heard from her in a while.
Ray is Jennifer Hale. This game has a pretty impressive voice cast. Like, we've talked about this in previous sessions, but the developer was trying to make a AAA mobile game. This was originally an iOS title that got ported to PC. We haven't heard from our buddy. He got captured a while ago, so he hasn't been there to give us insight about the different floppy disks that you find. It's a bunch of indie games. Yeah. Never actually played Kingdom Rush. Guacamelee is pretty good. I should finish it at some point. Feels like a game that I really want to play two-player, though. Banned books. All right, what do we got?
Goldsmith and Wu are right beyond their knowing. The borderless world envisioned by the Internet's founders is illusory. But another borderless world is possible by expanding one nation's borders. Our house has many mansions, and domain names rightly should fall under our domain.
I'm gonna try to turn the... Oh, can I not do it from here? That's fine. Say the sound effects are super loud, but like the dialogue is very quiet. Next time I get a checkpoint, I might try to go back to the main menu and adjust the audio balance if it lets me. Pretty sure we've had that issue in the past. How many Leisure Suit Larry games are there? The first one was still in the 80s, right?
Our boys are about to advance on Terminus. Hold on to your hoodies.
You haven't run into very many other precals. Six from 1 to 7. Oh, the original. So there was a reboot of the series at some point? It's like, if they ever make that Spaceballs sequel, I don't think that Mel Brooks will be alive long enough. Spaceballs 3, the search for Spaceballs 2 has been like in the works for 20 years. Although promise after making Leisure Suit Larry 3, there would never be a Leisure Suit Larry 4. Oh, they've been banned on Twitch? I knew they were inappropriate, I didn't think they were that bad. Especially for the era. Nothing in there. Remarkably few games are banned on Twitch, right? They're mostly like gratuitous hentai games.
To my domain. Care to purchase new abilities?
No, I've already learned all of the abilities. Actually, just picked up the last one
Come
recently.
back anytime.
Oh, I will. Just came in, right? No, that's where we're supposed to go. The newer ones are pretty bad. Are they by the same creator, Al Lowe? There will never be a Leisure Suit Larry 4. So you just go straight to 5. Hey, it's a bunch of dead Prizrak.
Where are we at?
Oh, good, you're back.
Hey, Jennifer Hale's still okay.
Oh my god, Daniel, don't parade the girl through here. She doesn't need to see this.
Sorry, but this is a war. That right there is a battlefield.
Hope, go to the service elevator. Do
Come on.
not look at that.
Can you hack this open?
Oh, that's why they're bad? Because you had nothing to do with it? Man, the number of times where a creator has left a series and it's been okay afterward is so small. I'm trying to think of even one example. There's nothing that leaps to mind. I guess Lucas losing control of Star Wars is mostly a good thing. Like, there's some stories in the EU that are better than what he put together, but... Played Leisure Suit Larry 1 back when you didn't speak English? It's funny, huh? This is a cool, this feels like a long hallway elevator right here. Not gonna beat that Valiant Hearts long hallway yesterday. Holy shit, talk about an ending. It's a cool camera angle though.
Watch your step. And that ain't a figure of speech, kid. It's a long way down.
Thanks, Zager. Glad we're getting to hear more David Hayter. Most of David Hayter's stuff has been optional content prior to this. Benjamin Zari. Somnonism. It's masturbating in your sleep, I think. Most of these people went a little bit too serious with their medical history. A couple people had fun with it. Diabetes. A lot of them are Kickstarter backers.
This panel controls the cooling system for Terminus.
The original one ever adults only? Oh, I could see that. Having not read the last story, like Robert Jordan got kind of irritating after a while. He sort of defaulted to the same idioms over and over and over, and not just like boiled leather and lobstered mail. The old ones would be rated M. Okay. I think the rule for games is that if there's adults only content, it's okay if it's on the screen as long as you don't linger on it intentionally.
This part should be simple enough.
Oh, a
Terminus
puzzle.
is unstable, power hungry, and never more than a second away from total catastrophic meltdown.
Not like the Overseer.
A few slight adjustments will cause it to overheat. Go ahead and tweak the cooling system settings now. That did the trick. Open the shallow doors and we'll pull her up.
You bet.
It's the opposite of how that puzzle usually works in
We
games.
don't have much time.
I think we're just shutting down the global surveillance system that's here. Am I supposed to click those? Yeah. So he actually died and left notes for someone to finish the story. Treglazov is the leader, bad guy, Big Brother character. It's a cool way to visualize interacting with files. Yeah, I think we're just shutting down their global surveillance system. Ironclad. Vice Admiral, you couldn't really tell there. I think that was Roy Campbell. Paul Eiding from the Metal Gear series. He's like second in command to Treglazov, and he's kind of opposed to Treglazov in a lot of ways. Yeah, I remember following his health. I used to read his blog when he was still alive. He was talking about his failing health and how he had worked stuff out with his wife to pick a successor to finish the stories. Pretty sad. At least he's finishing it, though. I feel like Gurm is just going to let Song of Ice and Fire die unfinished. This is a really cool sequence. Very different from the rest of the game up to this point. Get Ocelot. Don't use the auto fire, I'll know. I think there's anything else just to click on in here. Can't pause or access my inventory. Hey, thanks, Leon.
You're super awesome.
Holding space moves toward it. Okay.
Thanks.
Just like,
Appreciate
just
that.
watching this cool thing indefinitely. Like I am in fact able to move. It's the only other button you normally press. And the little yellow dots are still conversations. Yeah, I saw that.
Your body started shaking, and you fell back on the floor. Your eyes rolled back in the back of your head. And there was blood. All on your apron. Xavier's blood.
Hmm. So this is a really cool, like, lore dump sequence, basically. Also want to figure out what's going on. We know that there have been multiple hopes, and that part of the plot of this game is they're trying to store information in, like, DNA. They're using DNA as a huge information storage system. 390G.
Why do you have to be so weird?
That's another Hope clone, because it's 390. Those Gope. At least I think we're clones. We might just be... Because when we did the one chapter where we played as the one that died at the end of the story, she looked the same as the Hope we're playing as right now. She just had a really different attitude. No, it was perfect timing. I was stuck not knowing what to do in this sequence. 390C. Chloe. So these are all of the other hopes is what we're learning about right now. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. This game actually might be sort of like, we were talking about how Nier Automata, you kind of have to get to the end of the main story to understand what the hell was going on all the way up to that point and really appreciate what was happening. And I was trying to think of other forms of media where it feels disconnected until the end. This might be one of those games. 390A, presumably is the first hope.
What was the name you gave me last week? It has a number. I don't know. I think maybe you do.
390A. They mentioned a little bit about this, like, gravedigger person and these scientists having to kill some of the precals.
I think it's inappropriate and not to mention dangerous. Whether it happens to a company like or the American people. We couldn't store the people's data if your companies weren't collecting it in the first place.
Can you, sorry, Mr. President, can you tell us when, if ever, this kind of catch-all collection has yielded information that's useful to, I mean, in thwarting
Okay,
terror?
NSA spying.
I can.
Care to elaborate?
Some of it's Treglazov, some of it's alternate hopes. Gotcha. Use of weapons by Ian Banks. I don't think I sent all of these back the way I was supposed to. It's like if you can just finish it and get through it, then you might be able to read it again and enjoy it, right? I screwed up and closed these out instead of downloading them, so I need to listen to them again. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing here.
What was the name you gave me last week? It has a number. I don't know. I think maybe you do.
Two stories that go in reverse time order. They meet in the last two chapters. Wow. That sounds really hard to follow. Like, it works in a movie like Memento. In Memento, your second viewing of the movie is totally different from your very first one. But there's still some value in the first viewing of the movie because they're giving you the main character's affliction.
Next week I want you to paint him again. But this time, with his eyes closed. Why? Because, Chloe, this person, whoever he was, can't see you anymore. Can't hurt you anymore.
So many hopes. I guess so many 390 girls. Oh, I got to decide which ones I wanted to collect. I understand. So I shouldn't have collected the ones about hope. The game's also not really telling me what it wants me to do here, so... We're shutting down all of the spy satellites around the world that Treglazov built. It's cool. More interesting than good. So we've talked about things being more important than good a lot, but I like that concept of more interesting than good. Sometimes it makes me sad because, like, someone come up with a really cool premise and then deliver on the premise incredibly poorly, and it's like, well, now they've wasted that premise. If anyone else wanted to try it again and do it better, like, it would just be compared to the original bad work. I'm almost out of phone battery. That was pretty gnarly.
How long do we have?
Not long enough.
Hey, it's this jerk.
No.
Give me that.
One of the Prizrak leaders.
Battery's dying. And so is she. You hear me? You and your friend have caused enough trouble for one night.
I'm not Cooper, but we haven't found out what's happened to Cooper. Maybe he's gonna come save the day. Hey! There's that 3D printed gun we made. Good job, Hope. Push him off the edge. Push him off the edge.
I almost lost you.
That's how we knew she was the real Hope, because she's got those scars on her head. Which, one of the other episodes we played as a different Hope. I forget, was it 390E maybe? Hey, way to go, SpaceX. Bye-bye. Hey, it's Cooper. He's okay. Cooper, I need you to go back and comment on some of the floppy disks that I found. After you got all incommunicado on me. I'm glad he's not dead. Yay, friendship hype. But that 100% confirms you're not Cooper, in case you suspected you might be.
What is that?
Oh, we've been out to sea this whole time? Well, that makes a lot more sense. I've been trying to figure out where the
It's
hell
all right. Take a breath.
Metamorphosis is. It's been very confusing.
America.
What? And the battery died. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if all of the, because it was hard to tell if Metamorphosis, the place we were in, was like the size of a mansion or a nation, or exactly how big it was. Well, since we beat this early, we'll go ahead and swap to Wild Arms. I don't have a backup game from Dante. I'll see if maybe we can dork around in République for a little bit, just so that we don't wrap too early. I know that Isaac wasn't able to make it until later.
Is this your world? Is there even a way out of it?
Oh, it was a fake out credits. Never mind. That's cool. Yo,
Close
it's
to
me.
Terminus. We need to move before it goes up. This way.
I don't think I can actually move this thing, right? Between Japan and Hawaii out in the Pacific Ocean. Gotcha. I see. That's how I turn the drone.
We are ship top off the deck.
Roger, Brakeman. Welcome to the board.
Trigla's off.
Hey, Triggle's off, the bad guy.
This way.
His
What
face
happened,
is still
Richard?
blurred out.
Wrestling bears at your ranch in Sheridan?
No, I was hanging a picture for Marjorie and I fell off a ladder.
Oh, you should be more careful. Want me to take that off your hands?
Soon enough.
Oh, it's not Paul Lighting. There's somebody else that was Paul Lighting earlier.
For what we're about
Must have been
to
a
do,
different Vice Admiral
there
that
is
died, maybe.
book.
I think it's just a normal drone that I've hacked into. It's why they
What
don't
was
care
that
about it.
thunder earlier? One of our LSOs says he heard a raucous noise coming from below deck.
Construction. Where's Derringer?
He's super dead. I feel like this scene is finally going to explain what the hell was going on in this game the whole time. Keep talking about this arrival thing.
Roger that. All UAVs to front stage. The bases are set. The board is yours, Vice Admiral.
To do it any other way would invite scrutiny.
Better we bury our secrets in plain sight. Press the green button to e-sign. And once more. Congratulations, Mr. Triglazoff. On behalf of the Eyes, I welcome you.
That's it?
The eyes.
TLS? Triple DES? Not even a thumbprint?
This was only ever a formality. Relax. I ran a thorough background check on you. What?
Nothing. Nothing.
Smile for the cameras?
I always do.
You're at a high-stakes table now. I hope you have enough to ante up.
My dear Richard, Terminus makes Bluffdale look like a thumb drive. I am confident my data is larger than yours.
I'd really like to see it.
This is world
What the
data.
heck just happened? Wait! Hold your fire!
Gone? Terrence?
What's going on?
We're okay.
Super
We
dead.
had backup the precals.
Recalibrated. All of them. On your orders, sir. Except the one who...
The precals are all the kids that have had big data like encoded into their
What's
DNA.
Men!
He's all that's left.
Who is? What are you talking about?
Talking about 390H.
Triglazoff, what happened to Terminus?
Oh boy.
Double cross.
390H. Three 990H.
It's me. I'm Hope.
Help! Don't shoot her. Don't shoot.
She gonna shoot him
She's the
finally?
backup. Her? Will someone please tell me what the hell is going on?
Each person's a full backup of all of their
Stop!
spy data that they just
You-
had too much of.
You
It's actually
win.
pretty similar to Metal Gear
You
Solid 2.
win.
You were ready to kill me earlier.
No. Scare you. I could never hurt you, child.
Triglazoff, who is the girl?
Come back to me. I can make this right.
Who are you talking to?
Have her come back to me. I'll give you whatever
Wait,
you ask.
can they not see her?
Young lady,
Oh,
if
okay.
you're being held against your will, the U.S. government can offer you
Shut
asylum.
the fuck up, Richard.
Listen to me.
We can guarantee your safety. This ship is now U.S. soil.
Hell it is.
Declare asylum,
Just signed
and
it.
we will guarantee your safety.
You're not hearing me.
Kid. Hey, kid. Get over here.
They're making me
They
choose.
can't hurt you anymore. Neither can you.
Should I tackle her?
Grab her. No. She'll jump. Stand down. Damn it, stand down.
You're not listening to me.
She has it all. The weight of the world. But that weight will crush her. If she jumps, it will sink her like a stone. And when she dies, everything we encoded in her is lost forever. Don't let her go. Reason with her.
Giving me a choice
She'll
here.
listen to you.
Oh, she's talking to me.
Bring her back.
She's actually talking to the drone.
Don't let her go, you holy
Ignore
fool!
them. We have a boat. They can't touch you, child. Come, get on the boat with us.
It's interesting if they never give me a choice since I've never been the main character, right?
Wait. Let's think about this. Are you sure? I don't know. You did more for me than anyone.
She should probably die.
I have to do on my own.
I hope. I wonder what the other endings are. I'll have to look them up. The audio is choppy in game. That's an intended feature. I hope. So I don't know why anyone would pick Treglazov. Maybe pick Zager. The Vice Admiral's deal seemed pretty fair, but it seemed like the game was trying to push me towards a make hope jump solution. Oh, the whole facility was underwater this whole time. It's pretty gnarly. We had some outdoor segments. Maybe they were in a different time in a different facility. That was pretty crazy. I'm still not super clear what happened in this game. And it's not just from playing it over multiple sessions. It's just intentionally very vague. Now that I've beaten it, though, I can unlock the wiki, and I can... Let's see. Let's go to Wikipedia, République, and see what the gameplay summary says. While we wait here. Okay. République, video game, action-adventure stealth game. Plot. Unnamed totalitarian state, similar to 1984, led by its sinister overseer headmaster named Treglazov, voiced by Dwight Schultz. Powerhouse technology and security mogul with an insane ideology he's peddled most of his life, mostly through books. His latest book, a manifesto he's concocted, is what he's used to initiate his utopia, and has given them to everyone who lives in and works for it. Within a facility, a part of it is called Metamorphosis. Prizrak, the hired guards of the totalitarian state, protect from intruders and keep in line the adolescents called precals, short for precalibration, who are getting mysterious experiments performed on them, and who are born and raised in the facility. Okay, so that clarifies the timeline of this game, that it's, decades this has been happening. One precal teenager, Hope, manages to contact the player through their phone and requests them to help her escape from Metamorphosis. Hope and the player receive assistance from Cooper, an American who works as a Prizrak in Metamorphosis and has grown a strong hate for it. Other characters include Zager, a deceased journalist revolutionary who's not actually deceased. Mariah Prideaux serves as a high-ranking official for the facility. Miss Hope and every other precalist caretaker may or not be infiltrators against Treglazov. Turns out, is actually against Treglazov. Apparently, all of it got positive reviews except for episode 4, which was when you were playing as a different Hope character. It's really interesting. République Wiki. Industry veterans be... Oh, so some of the people who made this game actually made Metal Gear Solid. No kidding. Plot summary. Survival horror? I don't know if I'd call this game survival horror. Yeah, the wiki's pretty unpopulated. Hope, wiki guy. Finished it finally. What the fuck was that all about? Okay. The top Steam thread about the game. She's a clone that acts as a hard drive encoded with information of their society and her DNA. I spend lots of time wondering if there's a deeper meaning. Okay, this is a giant, like, 100-page thread of people really confused about what this game is about. So at some point I'll ask Dante, maybe he understands or has thought about it more. If anyone has played République or looked into the lore and figured out what's going on in this universe, I'd love to know. It might be one of those stories that's left intentionally vague so you can interpret what you want from it, which can be fun sometimes. That's the end of this one, so since we're done early, we'll go ahead and swap to Wild Arms and I'll credit Dante by like 30 minutes on his subblock bank. I'll be back in a few as I get Wild Arms set up. It's on PS3, so I have to swap it over back soon.